still on this subject, Suella Braverman has weighed in her inimitable style and said Islamists are in charge of Britain now. I think that's a very strong statement, but I can sympathise with the emotions behind it. I mean...
So hang on, Suella started the fire, and yet Anderson is the only one to get suspended after he poured some more fuel onto the flames.
Shocking, Martin. I mean, I was there, as you know, on Wednesday night. We could hear the commotion outside, and this is down to we've got a very cowardly Khan running London. He seems to be letting the not only the Jewish population down, but the whole population of London and Britain as a whole. And I heard the comments here. I heard the comments earlier you was making about Suella, some of the comments she made earlier this week. And I don't actually believe that these Islamists have got control of our country, but what I do believe is they've got control of Khan.
If anything, Anderson actually shared less extreme views here than Braverman. So why isn't she in the frame to have her whip removed? Anyway, now the Tories are in a complete mess, scrambling to excuse Anderson, saying he wasn't racist, but also saying that they did well suspending him. Hang on, if you don't think he said anything racist, then why are you suspending him?
I don't believe that Lee is in any way racist. However, I think he is very worried about a lot of the activity that's underway right now and how previous attempts to challenge it has not been successful, and we need to make sure in any form that we counter extremism.
I don't believe that Lee Anderson said those remarks intending to be Islamophobic. I listened to the comments of your previous contributor and the way in which they were. She was concerned they would be interpreted, and for exactly that reason, the Prime Minister asked. And indeed the Chief Whip asked for that apology. One wasn't forthcoming and action has been taken. I think that's the appropriate step to take.
So he wasn't being Islamophobic, but at the same time you suspended him. So why does Dowden go on to say this?
I think what Lee Anderson was more broadly expressing in his interviews and others have done is a deep concern, which, by the way, I also share about the way in which politics has been conducted and what has happened over the past week.
Oh dear. But perhaps this next exchange between Nick Ferrari and MP Michael Tomlinson on LBC shows the utter ridiculous lengths the Tories are going to cover up this heinous mess.
More details on that from his senior colleague, Minister of State for Illegal Migration, Michael Tomlinson, who joins me now.
Nick, thank you and good morning.
Why was it necessary for Lee Anderson to have the whip suspended?
Well, Nick, respectfully, I think what Lee said was wrong. Yes. And as a result of what he said, he had the whip removed from him. That's robust.
What was it
action.
Specifically that meant the whip had to go? We agree it was wrong, but why was it wrong?
Nick, it was wrong. What Lee
but why was
said,
it wrong?
What he said was wrong. As a result of what he said, the whip was removed from him. That was robust action.
No,
that was
why
robust
was it
action
wrong?
that was
That's what
taken.
I'm trying to get at.
It was wrong, Nick, because of what he said, and robust action was taken as a result.
You're well educated. Let's try this a different way. Was it Islamophobic?
What he said was wrong, and robust action was taken, and the whip was removed within 24 hours.
Minister, was it Islamophobic?
Nick, it was wrong.
Minister, I'm going to, and I'm normally a very polite man, I'm actually going to effectively put the fact, I'll ask you now for the third time, I've asked you 6 times why it was necessary. For the third time, was it Islamophobic?
Nick, it was wrong.
I'll have to curtail the interview there. I'm grateful for your time, but enough already. Michael Tomlinson is the Minister of State for Illegal Migration, unable to answer a question.
Click here for a video about Jacob Rees-Mogg's brain.